everyone, show my latest art haul from Jerry's Artful. Last month was my birthday, and so I spent my birthday money on art supplies, of course. And this video is not sponsored by Jerry's. I just really like their art supplies. They have really good selection and always have really good prices on things, and of course they also have really good sales. They had a summer clearance sale on a few things that I wanted to try. They also have really cool boxes. They have their own boxes with their logo, a little pull tab across the front, so it's a lot easier to open than most. I say that, and for some reason this one is being difficult. Why this one's being more difficult than usual. Be right back. I'll find something to open this box. Okay, now that I've got the box opened, and if you saw my last video, I talked about water-soluble oil paints, and I really liked them, so I got a couple more colors to try. Purple is a harder color to mix and get it right and get a nice purple. They always turn out muddy brown, so I got a purple, and then I got just a transparent yellow. I got this because I want to try out some glazing techniques, and it's better to use a transparent color when it comes to glazing. And speaking of glazing, one of these that is wrapped up really well. Another thing about Jerry's, the reason I like them, is they really pack their products good. I don't think I've ever had, I knock on wood, nothing has ever come in damaged from them, I don't think. I did have a product one time come in, and it was not Jerry's fault. Jerry's Artful's fault. It was the manufacturer. I had a product come in with a complete missing part. It was this little art brush holder thing, and the company that made it, there were actual parts missing, so it couldn't be put together correctly. But I contacted customer service. They understood. They wanted some pictures. I sent them pictures, and they were like, oh wow, that's weird, and they sent me a refund. So they have really good customer service, but I've never had anything like come in damaged or broken, but their customer service is great. So back to the water mixable oil paints, I also got a couple of the medians because what I have local to me was kind of limited. So this one made by Cobra. Now what this one's supposed to do, from everything I've read, is you can mix this with your normal oil paints and make your normal oil paints. You have to excuse the bell jingling in the background if you hear that. That is my African gray. She'll be quiet, not make a sound, and as soon as I start recording a video, she decides that she wants to play with all her toys. We'll see if this continues. So anyway, you good? She's gonna be really loud. So you're supposed to be able to mix this with your regular oil paints and then make your regular oil paints mixable oil paint, or that's the gist of it. So we'll see how this works, because if I can use this in the place of all the harmful oil paint thinners and things like that, this would be wonderful, because that African gray you hear is the whole reason why I'm trying to use safer alternatives, because I don't want anything that is dangerous to use around her, because she's in the same room that I paint in. She's in the corner over here, and then my easel is directly 4 or 5 feet away from her. So I don't want to have any harmful chemicals or anything in the same room. And oil paints themselves are not the problem. It's all the things you use to thin the oil paint thinners and stuff like that. And then this next one that is also very, very well wrapped up. Well, I can't pronounce words today. Words are hard. English language is hard. It lacks so much wrapping. Like I said, really good. I've ordered stuff before from Michaels.com, and why I love shopping at my local Michaels. And a lot of times Michaels has some awesome sales. I'm not knocking them, but they don't know how to ship stuff. They will just throw a bottle of liquid just in a box and not package it well at all. I've had things leak and break. Jerry's Artful knows how to really pack stuff. So this one, when I was talking about glazing, this is the glazing medium for the Cobra watercolors. Or, sorry, mixable oil paints. I got watercolor on the brain today. So with that transparent yellow, add a little bit of this, should be able to do some really fun glazing techniques with oil paints. And if you're not familiar with glazing techniques, I'll probably do a video on that as well. It's a really beautiful kind of finishing touch. Well, not necessarily finishing touch, but a nice thing to do with oil paints. And then this right here is something I was looking to, again, to make oil paints safer to use in the same house as my birds. This company makes all natural oil paint mediums and paint clean, like brush cleaners and soaps and things like that. This is a Chelsea Classic Studio. They are known for their lavender spike oil brush cleaner. It's supposed to be all natural, it's supposed to be safe, no harsh fumes, and it's supposed to work just as well as using terpenoid or a paint thinner or mineral spirits to clean up your brushes. Had really good reviews. Some people say it's still pretty strong smelling, so I still may use it outside to clean my brushes. I'll have to see. Of course, still use anything like that in a well-ventilated area. I use it in my kitchen with the vent hood on, so make sure it's not too strong. But it's still supposed to be all natural. It's supposed to be easier on your skin. Also, this kit included a couple of other things. So we'll take a look here. So I wanted to try out all of their products because everything was supposed to be non-toxic, no chemical, and just safer and natural, which I thought was great. I can't talk today, I don't know why. Another benefit is these are supposed to be better on your brushes. So I was talking to a couple of other artists that use this and have used it for a few years and noticed that the brush bristles don't seem to fall out as much, and the brushes, or my voice cracking like that, brush bristles don't seem to fall out as much. The brushes seem to just last longer. And also, what's kind of cool about this stuff, apparently it's historically documented to have been the same way for years. Comes with the little information sheet, and it talks about just all natural, cold pressed, tells about what each medium is and how to use it. Nicely packaged in here. I actually can already smell the lavender. It smells like lavender. It doesn't smell bad. I don't know why anybody would think that was bad. So this one is linseed oil, and here we have walnut oil. And of course, if you had a nut allergy, that would not be safe. And then lean medium, and I'm sure you've heard, if you're oil painting, you've probably heard the term fat over lean, which I can go into that a little bit, but lean would be first step. And then you have your fat median, which would be paint later on, because it'd be fat over lean. And then here you have the lavender spike oil, which this is to clean your brushes. And I can actually smell the lavender through it, and it smells to me amazing. I love the smell of lavender, and some people can be allergic to lavender. It's not a real common allergy, but just keep that in mind if you're allergic to that. And this is lavender Daymar varnish, which not everyone varnishes their oil paints, but Daymar varnish can also be used as a thinner. This is when you're towards the end of your painting. Sometimes Daymar varnish can be used as a glazing medium. And then here is the lavender brush cleaner. So I guess the spike oil might be a little bit different. I was thinking the spike oil was the brush cleaner. I'm guessing the spike oil essence can be used, let's see, doesn't say on the bottle. I'm guessing this might be able to be used linseed oil, or maybe not terpenoid, but liquid, maybe. And then it comes with a little bar of soap, which I believe this is also for cleaning brushes. Let's see. So the outside of the box does say some information. So the lavender spike oil is safer natural solvent for oil painting. So I'm guessing since it's a solvent, I would think it'd be able to be used in the place of liquid. And not actually a brush cleaner. So there's two different ones. So there's a brush cleaner that is lavender, and then the lavender spike oil, which is separate. And then the soap is a lavender and olive oil soap, and it is for brush cleaning. So I thought it's handmade. And it has a slight lavender smell. It smells really good. Again, if you don't like the scent of lavender, wouldn't recommend this kit because it does smell like lavender. When I opened the box, I could smell it. I like the smell of lavender. I think it smells wonderful. And if you're allergic to nuts, the walnut oil wouldn't be a good choice. But you can buy these individually. I just bought the kit to try it out because I wanted to try all their products since they're all natural. But you can buy them separate if you just want the lavender brush cleaner and you don't want anything else, or if you just want the lavender spike oil. They do sell everything separate. The soap was out of stock. I wanted to buy the soap just by itself because I wanted a bigger bar of this soap because I'd heard so many great things about it. It was out of stock, unfortunately, but the other items were in stock and sold separately. So that is this one, the Chelsea Classic Studio. This is their sampler set. The sampler set actually was cheaper, I think, than buying everything individually, but the bottles are 1 ounce instead of the bottles individually are 2 ounces. So you get a little bit less, but you get to try it all for a little less money. So kind of a way to save. And let's see. So that is everything I got right now for oil painting. I do have a canvas that they ship separate because of the size. I got a linen oil prime canvas that I wanted to try out. And then everything else I got was just stuff that was on clearance because I wanted it because it was on sale. They had these on clearance. These are just some little canvas panels that were pre-toned, which is kind of nice. You don't have to worry about white backgrounds, which sometimes white backgrounds can be kind of overwhelming. Turn my phone off, so I'm not getting notifications. And sorry, I just noticed that my light, every time I shift, goes in and out. It gets really bright and then it gets kind of dim, and I didn't notice that because I'm using a new lighting setup that I got for painting, and I just left it over there and I'm kind of shining it this direction. So I apologize for that. It gets kind of weird here and there, but this is just to show you the new fun stuff. I'll do better videos when I actually start using this stuff. This is just a quick unboxing. So these little pro panels, these were on clearance. They were discontinued and super cheap. I think this was $3 or something for this little pack of 3. This is a 6x8 size little canvas panels. These are cotton canvas. Let's see, they're already gessoed, already primed, so that's that. Nothing too exciting there. Iowata, little bag, zipper case for airbrushes. I've got a couple of Iowatas that don't have a case. This holds 2, so these were on clearance. I needed 1, so. And then palette paper, nothing exciting, just Winsor & Newton acrylic palette paper that'll fit in my wet palette, or stay wet palette. This was on clearance for $1, and so I grabbed it. And then another apron, because my apron is kind of weird. I got a really cheap one. I think it's some Walmart. It's not really a painter's apron. It's just like a baker type apron. It's not heavy fabric or anything. And this was a nicer, actual made for artists canvas, heavy duty painter's apron with a pocket up top, which this was one of the features I liked, so I could put my phone up here, and it's got a lot of pockets down here. Well, the other one I have just has one big pocket at the bottom. So this was again on clearance. I don't know if they have any left, but they had these on clearance in black and in white, and so I grabbed one. They had them on clearance, and I think that's everything other than I'm waiting on that canvas to come in. So I'll try these medians out. This is all the stuff I'm excited to try, all this other stuff from Cobra, along with the all-natural products, and I'll let you know how these smell and perform in comparison to everything else. Oh, and one thing I forgot, I always grab these when I shop at Jerry's. They have what they call Art Bite and trial things, so they have all these little inexpensive little tiny canvases and little paper samples and stuff, and they're real inexpensive. This is a 3x3, this is a 2x4, just little art panels. I love doing this little size artwork, and so does my mom, so we'll share these. I'll give her half of these and I'll keep half, and then we'll do a little artwork on these for people. I like to give these away to my Patreons, and she'll do them for little paintings that she puts here in our shop. And so that was the other thing. I always grab those. They also have in their little trial section, they have a lot of times you can get different pens and paintbrushes and ones of different, a little 3-pack or a trial of different items, not just not just canvas panels and not just paper, but they also have paintbrushes and paints and stuff like that in their little trial section. So I always grab something like that, just throw it in when I'm buying from them because they're cheap and they're fun. So that was everything. So we'll go make some art with all this.